Welcome to We Love to Hate Everything. I'm Jody, and along with my long-distance bestie Amanda, we live to break down all the things we love to hate. Each week, we scour TV, TikTok, and pop culture and deliver you our unfiltered, snarky takes on everything. Take a moment to subscribe on YouTube so you catch all our live streams and shows, and follow the links in the banner to subscribe to our free weekly podcast and 2 Patreon shows, We Love to Hate TV and Total Request Podcast, where you request the shows and we break them down. Once subscribed, you have instant access to our massive library of hundreds of past shows and recaps. We promise you'll love it. And listen, we're all friends here, so let us hear from you in the comments. We love getting to know you, and we hope you enjoy the show. All right, let's go. Hello, and welcome to We Love to Hate Everything. I'm Jody.
And I'm Amanda, and we both jumped on here about 2 exact minutes ago. So.
And then I just had to do a 50-yard dash up and down a couple stairs.
Oh, my sister wise book is downstairs, and I was like, she goes, I'm gonna go during the intro, and I was like, I will actually murder you.
You run, bitch.
Yeah.
I flojoed it up and down the stairs. Yeah, I'm recording from upstairs because my kitchen is getting
dead
in the process.
Bye.
Oh, debt granite is gone. Oh God,
good.
It felt so good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm very excited. It'll be a week or two. So, in a new surrounding. Hello from Yellowknife, Arctic Ginger.
Oh,
that was on Ice Road Truckers, I believe. Right?
Oh, we covered that, I think.
So.
Sure.
Wow, Lake Bay, Washington. Oh, you guys are amazing. Georgia. Yeah, smash that like from We Love to Hate Everything correspondent Jean. Amanda, how are you feeling this morning?
Feeling better. I have no electrolytes left in my body.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to fill us in a little bit, or just a little bout of?
Well, on June 1st. Oh, by the way, happy June. June. If anyone knows that Leslie Uggams video, if you don't know it, type in Leslie Uggams June and it'll come up. It's the best faking of gibberish you've ever seen. She's singing. Yeah, she's saying June is busting out all over, and like the cue cards person like slipped and fell or something. So and she doesn't know the song so she's just like, and the rumbling river rishes and the honey in the sand because it's gone. June. And you cannot tell by looking at her.
God, you have the best voice.
Shut up. Anyway, June 1st we got our payout for Patreon. So I treated myself to like a bougie dinner of lamb ragu and calamari. Yeah, and then we can all pretty much take it. It was like within minutes, I was like, my stomach doesn't feel very good. And it's not like the IBS feeling. It was like it was a different
like a throw-uppy?
Yeah, it was like a retching type thing. And I was like, okay, I can do this. And then it was like my mouth kept filling up with like saliva. And then after about an hour, it was food poisoning. And my mom, Amanda, you better call that restaurant.
Yeah.
I need to get rid of all that lamb, Amanda. So I didn't want to be a bitch.
It's that easy. Throw out all your lamb.
Or calamari. I think it was the lamb though, because it's like, when you get sick and you think of the different foods.
Then you know what it is.
Yeah. Because if I thought about the calamari, I didn't feel sick. But if I thought about the lamb, I was like, so
that's your body's way of telling you.
Yeah, It's like it knows what made it sick. So I called Skip the Dishes, and they gave me a refund, and then they're gonna deal with it on their end, so I don't have to be an asshole. Yeah,
nice.
And then
what is lamb ragu?
It's like it was $36, so I was like, this should be good. I thought it was going to be like a lamb shank, like on top of pasta, but it was like, I'm gonna puke.
Okay. Okay.
It was like ground up lamb in this bougie pasta.
But what's ragu? Ragu is just a pasta?
It's like, I think it's the sauce, or it's the fact that it's ground up. Either way.
Oh, okay. Let's move on. So
last night I went to Carling's like life partner, Lindsay.
Yeah.
It was Lindsay's birthday this week, so I went to her party. And I will say this one thing: I was not stressed out or anxious driving to this party. So at least we know the meds are working. The IBS is kicking around, but I was first to arrive. I'm like, I'm gonna be 20 minutes late, and then I was still the first to arrive because I always fucking am. Because
if you're on time, you're late.
Well, yeah, of course.
You need a couple minutes to adjust in the car, kind of like sit, take a breath, act like you're like organized. I need to get this important email out. I mean, I'll be in a minute. Hold on.
My friends Paul and Ben, and when I lived in New York, we lived like a block away from each other, and they would host a big Halloween blowout every year, but it was always on
what? A Halloween what?
What I did to Carling's bathroom last night. We'll get into that in a second. But they'd always have it on a Saturday night, and I always had church the next morning. My church job. So the party started at like 8. So I arrived at like 8:15 dressed as a bee, like head to toe bee.
Okay.
And they were both like laying in bed, like not wearing costumes. And I was like, hi.
Wait,
and then I just kind of hung out while they got ready for the party, and I could definitely tell they were annoyed.
How early were you?
I was 15 minutes late. It started at 8. I got there at 8:15.
And they were still in bed? What?
They were just kind of like watching TV in their room.
Oh, God. That's
but
not good,
anyway.
babe. Oh,
so I go to this party last night. It was a lot of lesbians there.
That's my kind of party.
It was great. And everyone...
No men, anti-men, in fact.
There was one man there, and he left at some point to like drive his kid to like some party.
Shocking. Shocking. Who would have thought?
No, it was great. Like I knew 3 people there, and then everyone else was super nice, and it was nice. It was a smaller group, and it was fun. I was having a great time, and then that IBS just hit me, and I had to leave early anyway because I had to like watch. I had to watch like The Ultimatum, and I had to finish Natalia Grace so that we could talk about this today. But so I got up and I'm like, Carly, she was like turning on the barbecue. Like, hey, is there a bathroom like farthest away from people? And she's like, oh yeah, the basement. I'm like, okay, I'll take the basement. And then as I'm walking there, Lindsay's like, no, Amanda, no, that's the kids' bathroom. You should use the guest bath. It's much nicer. And I was like, okay. So I went in there, and there was just people like sitting on the stairs right next to the bathroom. And what a
text that you sent.
Oh yeah, you see it.
One of the funniest things. Okay, hold on.
I described what happened.
I was laughing aloud for probably a good hour, like the aftershocks.
I feel like Carling knew kind of deep down, but it was nothing he could really
when you said what's the bathroom furthest away, that's
maybe I didn't say that.
People.
She said there's one down there in the basement, and then there's one right up there next to 5 people like sitting right outside the door. I'm like, I'll use the basement.
Okay.
But yeah.
Should I just go back and forth on this text?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Amanda, yesterday, 9:03 p.m. I just left Carling's girlfriend's birthday after 3 hours after immediately blowing up the bathroom. LOL. Room full of lesbians. Everyone definitely knew. I slithered out. So of course I do like the Sammi sweetheart. Stop. You blew her bathroom up. You go, yes, dude. I said straight to Carling, where's the most private bathroom? And she said basement. And then Lindsay says, oh no, Amanda, please use the guest bath. It's so much nicer in there. And I was just like, okay. And then I'm like, okay, which one did you end up using? I used the guest bath, which was surrounded by party goers. The second I sat down, I loudly blasted out a rat-a-tat-tat shit.
Oh no, it was like a machine gun. It was like the closing scene of Bonnie and Clyde in there.
Rat-a-tat-tat shit.
We all know that's
like the funniest thing I've ever read.
Awful. And I feel like everyone
I was laughing, and you said, it's not funny, Jody. I'll never be accepted into the lesbian community. But so people were like surrounding the bathroom.
It's like the bathroom's like right here, and then there's stairs like right here. Like if you walk up the stairs, you're like
the bathroom. They decided to gather like 227 on the stairs.
Yeah.
To just
and I feel like
out.
the second I like blasted that out, the party went silent for like exactly 2 seconds, and then they all kept talking.
Oh no.
But like, it's just kind of
Could you run the water? I mean, everyone knows the water. You're not like taking
it all
a bath
happens
in
so
there.
fast. It all happens so fast. I was more concerned about like the smell, honestly. And then when I left the bathroom, I closed it so tightly.
Yeah, you said I closed it tight behind me.
And then I was like, Carly, I need to.
Like,
I have to
wipe
go.
off your brow. Woo!
Yeah. And then Carly's like, I already know the answer is no, but do you want like a hot dog or a hamburger or something? And I was like, no, I'm good. Other than that, though, it was a success and I didn't have anxiety, at least.
Okay, so the toilet was spared. Like, you didn't have to do like any major like cleanup.
No maintenance was needed. I made sure I did a double flush.
Because you're so efficient. Like normally,
I know
by the time,
yeah. I wait till it's knocking.
All right, sorry. We should probably put like a trigger warning at the beginning of this, but sorry.
Yeah, sorry if there's any new listeners here for the first time, but this gives you a pretty good indication on what this podcast is. So
okay. Oh, let's see. This is why I carry unicorn gold spray everywhere. I don't know what that is. Is that like a poopery, maybe?
Julie said that Julie's like, you need to carry around poopery, but I'm like, but then people know the smell of pooperies, so then I feel like
it's better than the alternative. And poopery does have like a cleaner, less air spray smell. I mean, of all the alternatives.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay, so but you said something like that you use bathroom cleaner as an air freshener.
Well, right in front of me, all I could see was like tile cleaner sitting on the tub.
Thank God.
Yeah. So I just kind of sprayed that around. So if anything, the bathroom's cleaner.
There's just like bleach splatters all over the wall from different cleaners. And they're like, what happened in here?
Anyway, I know everyone knew exactly what was happening.
Invite her to your next party. She really just like gets into that grout.
I mean, it's better as an adult at least. And at least like I'm very open about the fact I have IBS. So it's like not as embarrassing for me, but like it still sucks when it happens.
Sure. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say probably at least 21% of the lesbians there also have some sort of IBS.
Sure. Not because they're lesbians, but because they're 40-year-old women. Yeah.
No, because there were lesbians at the party. Like 21% at least of any population is going to have some sort of like evacuation disorder.
But other than that, I had fun. Like I genuinely was having a good time. We talked about sister wives at one point, and I was like, well, let me take this. I got this.
me. My turn. My turn.
I was doing like crowd work. I'm like, Robin, yeah, Robin, Beakerface. We went to a whole thing. Anyway, so that's how my week. Oh, then also on Saturday when I was really going through it with the food poisoning, I recorded an episode of Teen Mom, and then I clicked end, and it just didn't record. It was like I wasn't looking at the lines.
No.
Which is why you gotta snap. You gotta snap at the beginning so you see the lines. So
that's the worst.
So I'll put out 2 episodes this week.
Oh, anyway, you're fine.
But it's ready. Fine. But anyway, how have you been?
I've been really good. My kids are now done with school for the summer.
Is that a blessing or a curse?
I feel like every parent says this. It's like you're looking forward to the summer, and then you're like, oh, okay. Like,
and they're both like
all the time
at like puberty age right now. So
yeah, I was telling Amanda literally 2 minutes before I hop on here to record. Paige is like, "Oh, I'm going to my friend's graduation party at 2. Can you drop me off?" And I'm like, "I have an appointment at 1:30. Like, you gotta give me a heads up." I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a different kind of summer for me, Amanda, because,
but it'll be good. Better than last
summer.
Nothing can be better. Nothing can be worse than last summer. So
yeah.
Good.
Yeah. But yeah, so far so good.
All right.
I have a couple items that I would just like to touch on, and I don't think you're watching too much of this, so I think we can just blast right through it. Yellowjackets. You're still not watching, right?
So that's the other thing is that I get home and Kim messages me and she's like, Oh, are you still good for coming on tomorrow? Because I forgot that I had because of course, I always agree to do stuff and then I just forget.
Yeah.
So I have to watch the whole series after we stop recording today.
Oh.
Whilst in the middle, going every 2 hours to water Auntie Debbie's lawn, Georgie.
And perhaps.
Well,
I mean, that only takes a minute though, so I don't even know why.
Yeah, less than.
I got caught up, and then I don't think I saw the finale like I thought I did, and I hate that. I just have no desire. But maybe, I mean, I'm already made it this far, so sometime this week when I have time, I'm gonna have to go and finish it out, I think.
There's been a lot of stuff the past 2 weeks that have been airing that everyone's talking about. Someone's asking about the Duggar documentary. I do want to watch that, so let's put that on the list.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely want to watch that. I haven't had time to do it, but I was just listening to friends of the pod, Justine and Julie from Resting Bitch Face. Go and listen to them. I do love listening to them, and I'm not just saying this because they're like our friends.
No, it's an instant click.
Yes, they're like the younger, cooler version of us.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Okay. You looked like you were going to be offended for a second, but I'm like, they obviously are. And Justine was saying that she was a little nervous about watching it, but she loved it and she really liked it. So, yeah, I figure I'll finish it out. Let's see. The Relish Tray surprise. Auntie Debbie hasn't tried to fix or repair Amanda's IBS. Amanda.
Everyone's always got suggestions for me, and it's like, yeah. It's kind of my life right now.
Probiotics, the whole thing. Yeah.
Let's promote. I mean, I owe it to them at this point. Let's promote Carling and Lindsay's podcast again.
Yeah,
it's the least I can do.
They're gonna need it after the cleanup, right?
Clean up, everybody, everywhere. Clean up, everybody, do your share. I used to have to sing that at Gymboree with a tambourine. Seventh Heaven, a lesbian recap. The first 2 episodes are out. I listened to both of them. They're great. They're both very natural. Obviously, they're partners, so they are comfortable around each other. They don't seem nervous. And I said this to them, but it makes a huge difference to have 2 people in a room together, because there is, even on StreamYard, Zoom was fucking terrible, as was Facebook Messenger, but even on StreamYard, there's a slight second delay. So then it sounds like we're talking over each other, interrupting each other, and we're not. And then we get a whole bunch of comments. Amanda needs to shut the fuck up and stop talking over Jody, always.
No, it's a delay. Second. But it happens. Yes. And also, speaking of Yellowjackets, this is what you're talking about. So, Date with Dateline, Kimberly and Katie, they on their Patreon, but they're deep diving.
They're on YouTube.
I'm sorry. Well, right. Oh, I thought they were putting it on their Patreon too. I could be wrong. Okay, I'm probably wrong. I'm listening to it because I probably should just play it when I'm at work in the background doing work stuff. It's not a bad idea. Anyway, yeah. So they're going into deep theories and deep dives, and so if you're into it, definitely listen to that. Yeah, and they're smart and stuff.
Yeah, they have insightful things to say.
Prepare and that kind of stuff.
Let's see what's coming up this week, Geordie.
Well, we recorded an episode for TRP, Total Request Pod.
Oh my God.
I think there's only 4 episodes on Netflix called Mer People.
Perfect suggestion for us. Perfect suggestion.
Yes. It's a show that the people who are in it's a docu-series, but they don't know. They think the docu-series is going to put them in a good light. And it's not that they're trying to make them look bad, but they're not.
But they're trolling them.
They're not in on the joke. They're taking themselves so seriously. And it is. Now, you guys might be shocked to hear this, but there was what's her name? Heather, the girl or the woman,
Mermaid Sparkles.
No, it wasn't Mermaid Sparkles. She started being a professional freelance mermaid 20 years ago, and now,
are you going to say that?
Get ready for this.
Yeah, this is so funny.
The professional mermaid empire, if you will, is a $500,000 industry. I know.
A
$500,000 industry.
Right. Like, that's not good, babe. Worldwide.
After 20 years, $500,000.
And I doubt they're even talking about profit. They're talking about like gross. Net? Gross? I don't know.
100%. Yes. And who would have thunk it? The whole series takes place in various towns of Florida.
And then also
Mermaid
Arkansas.
Sparkle.
One of the mermaids lives in Arkansas and needs 3 jobs to get by working as a mermaid.
Well,
in Arkansas.
One of the professional mermaids told us that even to be an entry-level mermaid, you need to have 2 to 3 jobs to support being an entry-level professional mermaid.
What the fuck?
Which is shocking. In a $500,000 industry, you would expect, much more.
Just swimming in that money.
Yeah.
So anyway, so check that out. And then also on
out.
Sister Wives, we have, I love that you labeled the episode Robin is a bitch.
I wasn't even going to look because this is season 7. First of all, her looks, and I hate to do this, but I mean, it's Robin. Okay, everyone relax. Yeah. Mer People is on Netflix, by the way. Robin, from season 6 to season 7, the beaker is setting in. Just everything is just like, she's just really not looking good at all.
The muscles are starting to just tighten down here, just
all the way down. And she is just blatantly a horrible person. She's not even trying to hide it anymore. This is when she tells Mary, like, I really don't know why you're going back to school because I just think it's kind of selfish. I mean, I thought you were going to be here for the business.
She tells in her talking head, she's like, I just don't know what she's hoping to accomplish from this. And we're like, just accomplishing something.
An education.
Being proud of yourself for doing something.
Self-fulfillment. Getting the hell out of the cul-de-sac. And we don't even like Mary and we're rooting
possibly
for her.
Getting a job that with money and actual money.
Oh, God, she's horrible.
Afterward. Anyway, spoiler alert, Mary ends up not going back to college. She ends up joining LuLaRoe.
Oh. Well, she does get that really cool apothecary chest from Hobby Lobby. Their office. Tabby.
What was that?
It was me tapping on her computer.
You were like cracking your knuckles and I was like, Jesus. Okay. Sorry. Is that it? And then on Teen Mom this week, I'll probably just record it tomorrow. And then I'm also recording with Erica Hensel from Surreality Podcast. We got a nice little world of podcasters here. I'm recording with her the next episode, but we're doing Teen Mom OG season 5, episode 4, New Kids on the Block. New Kids on the Block's had a ton of hits. Chinese food makes me sick.
Do you remember when we went into that dive of oh God, what was the name? What was what was the name of that group?
Did we have this conversation before? LMFO.
No, LFO.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, so that. But then the episode I'm doing with Erica is the first appearance of Here I am, Amber! Matt Bayer here to save the day. Yeah, I was an addict. I brought 7 chihuahuas.
You got a good life, kid. You gotta tell someone.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for your patience on that.
Oh, those were the good old days.
That's it. And then also smash that like.
Yep, that's right. Okay, so we talked about Yellowjackets. Vanderpump Rules, let's talk about it, and then we're gonna save Natalia Grace for last because
we will be talking about Natalia Grace. Do not worry.
My God. Okay, Vanderpump. We're still gonna get a part 3, we believe, but part 2.
Oh, this is All Stars. It's the same colors as Vanderpump.
Part 2, Rachel comes out at the end. I don't get why all of these guys have slept with her. Like, I just don't, not even like looks wise. She's just beige. She's just like, meh.
She's definitely pretty, but you can tell she's a bitch. Her and Robin Brown are cut from the same cloth.
Oh, I think she might be dumber than Robin. There's just like nothing there. She's just beige. Just
Yeah, she's not as like calculated as Robin, because Robin has like a brain cell. But it's also just hard. It's hard to watch Vanderpump because we both got in right at the end after we already knew that she was a horrible person. So it's like impossible to not view it with that lens. But I thought it was a great episode. James, the amount of coke he's doing in that bathroom.
Did not catch on to this at all.
Yeah, neither did Nick.
So he was high on cocaine, you said.
How could you not tell that? He doesn't have to pee every 5 minutes. He has to go to the bathroom.
Now,
he's obviously doing coke.
Like, just to keep it, like, up? Or is he going to, like, crash? Like, what happens?
Well, yeah, when you do cocaine and you come down even a little bit, you, like, think you're going to die. Because all you want is, like, that. You want that level. And he's getting heated, so he's like, okay, well, I need to go do more cocaine. Because if you notice, every time he comes back and he's like, I'm sorry, Andy, I love you. I'm so sorry. Sorry about that. I'm sorry, Lisa. You're my favorite person. I'm so sorry.
Okay, well, Lisa needs to get out. Bye.
I could lift her right out of the show. I don't need her. But Andy just keeps saying, James, just stay in your fucking seat. That's all you have to do.
Can't he just like go like or something and like?
No, you would need like a lot. Everyone would know.
Do you have to sniff it or can you like ingest it? Like, could it be like a
rub it?
Oh no.
Well, then it becomes a different thing, I think.
What is it? Oh, okay. I don't know.
If anyone knows in the comments, let us know.
Yeah, let me know. Mary P asks, have you ever known anyone on coke? No.
You probably have and just didn't know it. I'm not on coke. I haven't done
think
coke
so.
in like
no, I was
years.
like referring to you. Like, have you? Like, you have,
Yeah.
but I have never seen you do it. I would stop you. Just say no. Just say no. I don't know. Okay, anyway.
I don't do it anymore. I'm 40 years old.
Okay, but yeah, no, I really like Ariana. I think she's coming across as very smart, put together. I just like her. Lala is a lot.
Oh,
she's a lot. Shanna, as Watch What Crappens always says. I love their Shanna voice. Do
you notice that she's sitting in her seat like in a very particular pose that would hurt my back so much? Like she's definitely trying to do like
as
like
you said that, I just realized I'm just like
fully
just like laying on my desk. Sorry. Really? Okay, so she's very like erect.
Yeah, you can tell she's just trying to make like a lot of shape with her body, like popping that ass.
What's that like? Like she's trying to be conscious of like.
I actually don't know because my body has no shape other than just like refrigerator. No. It's true. It's always been true. Anyway, different what is the relish tray talking about here?
For cocaine, different effect from brain to stomach. Interesting. All right,
you can also like I think you can also like inject it into your asshole and then it makes you high.
I knew. Don't do that, babe. Don't do that.
Oh my god, can you imagine? I'm not
Lindsay and Carly would have walked in there and it would have looked like a blizzard hit their bathroom. Just don't do it.
Jesus.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna stay tuned. I feel like a lot happened in part 2, but it was just kind of continuing part 1 of the reunion. I am really interested to see what part 3 is going to be about. My only question is, how many costume changes did Rachel need to do? Every time they went to her, she was wearing something completely different.
Yeah, and also like if I just want to be like, I understand that like the reunion's 10 hours long and she had 5 hours probably to watch this before she had to get ready, but she's wearing like this fancy sweater that would give me instant pit stains. I'm like, that's your comfy outfit? Is a thick ass sweater? And
it's like itchy. It's kind of itchy.
Yes.
Like, airy, wispy. But then she took it off. And then there was like and then she had there's like a shirt that was like, I'm just like, awful shoulders like this.
Yeah, like a black
You're
shirt.
Not comfortable, babe, hanging up. Come on. Just put something on the shoulders.
Right.
And then she had on the blazer.
Yeah.
And then
blazer
she had on green slouchy dress that she comes out in. Blazer Robin.
I loved when James was, or not James, Tom, when Sandoval was like, can we just have a moment? Like just the two of us? God. God,
yeah, on TikTok
come
they
on!
compared him to Napoleon Dynamite. Like, God,
Uh-huh.
jeez.
And the producer's like,
I don't
no,
want a
babe.
film.
Like, you understand that
It's
this is
your
like the biggest
job.
thing. Yeah. This is what we're all here for. We're not here to hear about James's sobriety journey or Lala's ex-husband. You're the story right now. So if you and Raquel are even 50 feet away from each other, we're filming you. No, but like, this isn't fair. I need a break. The camera's on my face.
Yeah. And also
Simple loser.
James Schwartz.
Tom Schwartz.
What's his name? Tom Schwartz. God, I hate him. I hate him just as much as Sandoval. He is gross.
Yeah.
And his stupid glasses, like, I'm a nice guy because I have glasses. No, you aren't. Ew, I hate him.
Yeah.
And I don't know why you like Katie. I think she's
they'll probably all like forgive Schwartz because like that's at least forgivable, but like I don't know what they're gonna do next season for filming. But I mean, because nobody's gonna film with Sandoval or Rachel.
Right. Well, but that could be really kind of funny too. Just the two of them doing their own stupid thing because he's going to end up hating her.
Well, because it's not fun anymore. The reason it worked so well because it was a scandal,
and
but
she
now
doesn't
it's like
seem like fun to hang out with. Tell me a good story, make me laugh, say anything at all, an original thought, Rachel. Anything. What's your favorite color?
In her tiny little studio apartment. It's
with her cool lights.
Like, fuck. Yeah. That's like a whole story.
Like every middle school boy has in their bedroom is her apartment.
No, it's like a recurring storyline. She brings it to Vegas at one point.
Her light?
She like brings it with her everywhere.
Oh, what a cool personality.
Yeah.
God, cool. She's horrible.
How old are you? Anyway, she sucks. But I can't I can't wait for this week. And I've been watching, I said this last week, I think, but you can watch it if you don't have like cable or whatever. You can watch it on TikTok. You can usually just find someone who's like holding their camera up to like a TV screen, which is like not ideal, but
hey,
desperate times.
That's what you got to do. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you have anything else before Natalia Grace? Because I am
I do. This. I think I dropped the picture of it. Oh, The Ultimatum.
Oh, yeah. So fill me in. I haven't got
Are you watching that?
I haven't gotten a chance.
Okay, well, I'm hooked now. And Carling and Lindsay both love it. Okay. I think it's really fascinating because it's interesting. It's also interesting that women, when they talk to each other, can just be so much more comfortable talking. Like on like, we just met, now we're going to talk one-on-one, than when it's like a guy and a girl.
Oh, it's almost like women are more, what's the word? Like evolved.
Intelligent. Yeah,
smart,
evolved, intelligent. Yeah.
Have feelings.
Yeah. So it's interesting. There's like definitely a villain. She the villain, I've only seen 2 episodes, but the villain's name is Vanessa, and she smells like this. And she looks like when she smiles, she looks like Idina Menzel, which I think is why it annoys me so much. Or Adele Nazim, sorry.
Adele Nazim. Yeah.
The wickedly talented Adele Nazim. So anyway, she sucks. But like all of them are like very attractive to me. There's this girl with the biggest fucking knockers I've ever seen. I think her name's like Lexi. And like she seems awful at first. I'm like, ugh. And like, cause her and Vanessa are kind of into each other. But then at one point, Vanessa says something and Lexi's like, ew, like you're like not a good person. And so she like saves herself. And now like Lexi's my favorite. But again, I've only seen 2 episodes, but I shall be binging the rest. Again, I was pooping for the whole week. So I didn't have time to watch any of this stuff. Let's talk. And then, also, my last thing is that the Barry finale aired. And I don't know why you don't watch that show because it's fucking brilliant. But I think it's going to win all the Golden Globes.
Really?
Yeah, well, don't write it down if like Nick writes stuff down. I want you to actually watch it.
I'm actually making a list.
Well, I think Nick actually has a list too, but he doesn't actually watch it.
Well, he's not putting our suggestions on his list.
It's only 4 seasons. You can knock that shit out, and they're only 30-minute episodes, Jolty.
Do I have to watch all the seasons to enjoy season 4? Like, can I just jump in at any certain point?
No, you can't just jump in. Definitely not. There's so much. They like wrap up everything. But yeah, let's get into the belle of the ball.
Oh, I mean, this series is everything. I mean, drop whatever you're doing, put it all the way down, and get yourself. Now, I was able to watch it on Discovery Plus. You're watching
not
it
in
on
Canada
Max.
for some reason. Yeah, I watched it on Max.
Yeah.
I got a message from HBO Max, by the way, today saying, "Oh, there was a problem with your the card you're using, so please log in to choose your payment." I'm like, have I been paying for HBO? I've been paying for it for like 5 years.
Oh,
and I've been using my
login, and I don't even know what my login is.
Yeah, because I can only use it on this computer because I have a VPN on here, so I'm just using yours. Sure. But I apparently have my own that I have no access to, so that's fun. But yeah,
okay. Everyone watch this. All right. I mean, okay. Let's just get this out of the way. She does have Build-A-Bear boots.
Oh, I was just gonna say that. Build-A-Bear boots.
And just so you guys know, if you're like, oh yes, someone said that about Alina on 90 Day Fiancé. That was me first. That was me first, and then Reddit, someone heard it and put it up there. But yeah.
Just like I said Beaker Face first.
You did say Beaker Face first, and everyone steals her material. But anyway, doesn't matter. She definitely has some dem boots. Okay. But of course, I mean, the real star of this docuseries is Father Michael.
See, I was watching this last night and I was like, see, I don't think I can ever date a man again. I just don't think I could. I think they're all, I don't trust any of them, and I think they're all unhinged.
He's a classic narcissistic psychopath.
And what are those eyes called?
Sampaku eyes, 100%.
Where you can like see the whites at the top,
like all the way around, like the original Runaway Bride with the like, right. Okay, he's insane. He's maybe allegedly
gay.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's gay. He kind of just has like an effeminate affect, but
I think he also deeply hates women.
I think he has a rage issue.
Oh,
like
1,000%.
I think if he went to therapy like today for the rest of his life, there would be no fixing him at this point. Like he is already off the deep end.
Well, yeah. I mean, okay. I mean, let's just like go to the narcissistic part, because he doesn't realize that everyone watching him is like, you're crazy. He has that Kody Brown part of him that are like, oh yeah, me and my attorneys, we're bros. This is like, oh, it's like coming home.
My friend.
Yeah, best friends. My buddies upstairs. And the most classic part that illustrates that is when they're sitting with it's the 3 attorneys, Michael, and they have the donuts, and the one attorney's eating the donut. And the other attorney's like, put the donut down. And he like makes a joke. And Michael's like, he's just eating donut. Classic.
I didn't really get that donut part. And then also kind
of before one of us, Michael.
Before he puts the donut down, he takes one other bite, which is like exactly what I would do.
Yeah.
But Mary P says, isn't he married to a woman right now? Yeah, but like that doesn't mean anything.
I think it is because he really does want to be with a man, but he knows like a man would probably call him on his shit. And like women are, I mean, you guys know
he needs to be the alpha.
Right? Exactly. Like really go above and beyond. I mean, look at his car, all these sports cars. Obviously, only a straight man is going to drive those cool sports cars.
Totally. Also, okay, so here's my biggest thing that I noticed. Have you seen the documentary? And if you haven't, you should. I think it's only 2 episodes, maybe 3. But on Lorena Bobbitt.
Yes.
I think it's just called Lorena.
Yes,
and that has been, and it completely changes the story for you. It's like, oh, she completely was within her rights to do that.
Yeah.
Because he was a monster.
Severely abusive, right?
Yeah. So the guy, what's his name? John Bobbitt.
Right, John Wayne.
They're both getting interviewed, but he during his interview, I'm sure they interviewed him for a few hours at least. He has like this big gulp next to him, and he's just getting drunker and drunker as the thing goes on. And this fucking guy did too, Michael. He also had like a little like Yeti thing with a straw, and I'm like, there's no way there's not alcohol in there.
Oh,
you weren't thinking that?
There was also a little price tag on it, I realized. So like he went out and purchased props and like a new little Mr. Rogers sweater for this performance. And obviously at the end, I get that the end was supposed to be like a Jinx moment, like a Robert Durst, oh, we got him on, when he's like, oh, that's a performance. But yeah, we figured that out the first episode, that you're putting on this insane, like the tears, and when he would wipe his tears, he used his whole arm to, oh god.
Yeah, and I've seen it all before. Like, I've seen this. I'm unaffected by you. Platinum says, I'm not sure. I'm sorry. Took it off. Platinum said, I'm not sure where we're going yet when Amanda says she doesn't think she can date men again, but I'm there too. Not a lesbian. Unfortunately, men are such a bummer. Yeah. That's where I'm at.
There's some good ones out there.
I don't know about that. I think they're all disappointing at the end. Anyway, yeah, Julie here says men are so disappointing. I'm happy for the next generations, though. They are getting better. I would agree with that. Charlie's never going to break someone's heart. I think he's going to get his heart broken.
Oh, yeah, left and right. He will.
Yeah, because he's such a sweetheart. So what? I skipped episode 4, maybe whatever episode ended with that cliffhanger of the hot mic moment. Can you explain to me what that was? Was it even anything?
That was at the end. That was at the end of the whole thing. You mean like after the verdict?
No, you'll have to remind me of that, because that was I got to watch that the second before I fell asleep. But no, like right in the middle where they're like up on the stairs and they didn't know they were being filmed, and they're like,
"Oh, okay." So the son that's living in the creepiest basement ever. My God, my heart is breaking for this. He's not a kid, whatever. He's like a young adult, but the fact that he's living in this basement, and it's not even like a finished basement. It was just cold and dank. And
there's an episode of Sex and the City where Miranda goes to Steve's apartment, and it looks exactly like that. And she's like, he's like, you never have to come here again, Miranda. And she was like, thank you. And I was like, what a bitch. But now that I'm 40, I'm like, no, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, it was just sad. And I'm maybe he chooses to be down there, and maybe he doesn't. I don't know. It's just it's just sad. But he went upstairs and he was talking to his dad, saying, he forgets that his mic is on, and he's saying like he knows his mom was abusive, and he doesn't want to have to like testify against his mom, even though he knows that she was abusive. And then he says the example of, I know that we're not going to talk about how she pushed her down the stairs or something like that, kicking down
the mom
did. Yeah. Okay. And then he's like, oh shit, like I forgot that the mic is still on. So that was that hot mic. I didn't think it was that wild.
Yeah.
But at the end, those last 2 episodes, 5 and 6, went like.
So remind me what happened at the very end. Is it over now? Is there more coming?
6 episodes. No.
So that's it.
Yeah. So you saw where they found him not guilty.
Right. Because they weren't allowed to say that there was a
which
de-aging.
Is another insane thing.
The main part of it.
Yeah. She's not 21. She was like 13 or whatever it was.
But regardless. Okay. I have two regardlesses. She wasn't capable of taking care of herself. Like, she was clearly disabled and was like getting worse. So like, that's not great. But on the other end of it, like, yeah, even she might have been 13, 14, but she did like stand over them with a knife. And like,
I think she definitely had psychological issues.
Yeah.
Well, and did that happen? Did it not?
Yeah, because she went to like that psychiatric place and they diagnosed her with like personality disorder.
But remember, this is the whole thing, is that when she allegedly or did do that, right? She wasn't 15 or 17 or however old they were saying. She was actually 6 or 7. So what they're saying is like, if 2 adults are telling you that you did this, and you're 6 or 7, you might start getting confused. Like, wait, I did do this. I didn't do that. And then you You don't remember all these memories from 6 or 7 when you're interviewed, interrogated about it 15 years later. So
Now,
you're like, I don't know. Maybe she did do this. Maybe she didn't. But I do think she had psychological issues.
Lindsay last night, and again, sorry, Lindsay, about your bathroom. She said she made a really good point that actually did make me, because on our group chat, we've all been arguing back and forth about if she was an adult or a kid. But I do kind of believe she was a kid, especially after watching the episode, like, about the neighbors, like when she lived in that. And just like how all the I love that one old bitch that was like, my God, we just couldn't get rid of this.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
I get it too.
There's been,
it's like you're scared to leave your own house because Natalia's gonna fucking hobble up to you and like start talking to you.
Even though she was only 13, that they figured out at the time because they found the mom. Obviously, she gave birth. They know how old she is. Still, a 13-year-old could be really intrusive and annoying and awkward. And she's got some sort of psychological, neurological issues. Right. Plus living on her own at 13.
Right. And so what Lindsay said, because Lindsay has 2 kids, like both are teenagers. And Lindsay's like, that's how kids are. They're annoying. And I'm like, yeah, no, that does make sense. Because like, I don't think adults want to talk to their neighbors that much, or like sit and wait for like, because you're a kid and you're just desperate for like attention or companionship.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do think she had some sort of, like I said, some sort of, I don't know, issue. That's all I can say. Issues, something's off. I think they had this fantasy notion of being like the hero parents getting lots of attention because I think the dad might like getting attention. I don't know. So being seen as like this savior, we're going to adopt this girl.
Like that heart
be
family.
Part of our family. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. From Broken Hearts.
Cindy Peterson says she was born in 2003. They put her in the apartment in 2012. So she was 9. They show her birth certificate. What more like do we need? The Ukraine isn't like that far behind.
Not in 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a birth certificate. When they talked to her, they found her fucking birth mother, did a DNA test.
Yep. Yeah. And then when I just want to go back to when they had the verdict and Michael calls the oldest son to tell him about it. He's like, the son's like, okay, so you're not guilty. It's done. He's like, yeah. And you know what? They went into that jury room and they just were like, no, he didn't do it. They said, I cleared him of everything. No, now you're making stories up. Okay.
You don't know what happened in there. It very much gave vibes of, we did it, Joe.
Oh,
we did it.
Don't you dare bring Kamala into this. That's just like a very Kody Brown, like Michael is all he and the jury, they just like had this vibe going with each other. They're all tight. They're all friends.
Yeah. Tete. When
the beating of the ground is crazy.
I was like, Jesus, he's gotta have broken like his knuckles doing that, right?
Oh, when the producers give him the laptop that he's gonna play of later, there's another little person who's living in a hoarded home, and I feel like that was so exploitative. I felt bad for
yeah.
And he had that little Hot Wheels like scoot along little plastic thing that looked like a motorcycle that I think he scoots around his house. And I'm like, you guys, like that's mean. Even I wouldn't say that.
I think he came across as likable at least.
Yeah, except when he started talking about how he got like kicked across the room because he was pleasuring a woman. And he's really good at something.
I don't remember that part, but also the fact that they had like this little person playing Natalia in the flashback, so they don't show the face, but it'll just show like a hand come into the frame, and it's like, can we get it?
Or someone like scooting along with like a walker, or just like
I don't need the reenactment.
I think someone just put their arms in 2 Build-A-Bear boots and were like, boom, 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 like when they were showing the feet.
The mom made the son piss in her bed too. That was a fun story to hear, and I completely believe him.
Oh, I totally believe him. And I'm not condoning that. That was insane. But also, again, she was taking her poop out and smearing it on people.
Huh, who does that sound like?
I don't know, but I do have a hankering for some pineapples with milk. Don't touch my pineapples and milk,
with a huge industrial flashlight seated next to you. Yeah.
Yep.
Totally.
Okay, no, but when they tell him to hold the laptop, and they're like, okay, hold the laptop, we're gonna play something for you. And he's like, how much do you like this laptop? Do you have another one? Like, he thought he was like being really fun. They're like, why? And he's like, because I'm gonna throw it across the room. No, I'm serious. I will throw it across the room. Oh, you will? He was trying to be like, I'm a man, but also I'm really funny. He's so freaking weird. And then the baseball bat. Thank you. A random cat says baseball bat. When he just took the bat and like he
was
sits
wielding
down
it.
Yeah, but he sits down with it like, I'm a big boy. I'm a man with my bat.
He's like, he's stroking the bat.
That was his man moment. Oh,
yeah, you're not helping.
When he walks out of his car, when he pulls up to the courthouse and he's like, room in his Kody Brown sports car, and then he walks out and he's kind of like pigeon-toed and he's kind of like a toe walker, and he just has this like walk that does not fit this manly man image. God, he's the worst.
He's a lot. Yeah, and he definitely. This whole thing was not well done, well handled by the courts.
Okay, now the sexting.
Okay, you were shocked by that. I was like, this is what sexting looks like.
Well, I didn't expect it to be like thrown up there. And even if this Christina, was it Christine or Christina, the mom? Even if she did send those, like I feel bad for her that those are now being thrown up in a documentary where she's like, there it is right there.
See, and I think I texted you about that, and I was like, because I was in my feelings and I still hadn't seen a whole bunch of stuff, but I was like, I don't feel like she did anything wrong. Isn't that the one power that women have over men, is that we can like use sex against them? I don't think that she's like this
they
terrible
shouldn't be doing it, but I don't want to see it.
Right. I feel bad for her, but we don't know anything about her because we don't have her story, or like we don't know much other than what Crazy Psycho is saying about her.
And then at the end, when they say that they didn't have enough evidence to charge her with anything, but they sure did for him. So it's like, yeah. Hold on. I mean, wait, let's just get to the part where he's like, I was a victim of sexual abuse. Okay. Victim of sexual abuse. Did she, and the way he just like gesticulates all big, he's like, did she violate my body and use it for sex? No, but she would withhold it, and then she would send me things and egg me on, and then he like starts crying about how like she didn't want to have sex with him, and that's sexual abuse. Like,
this is how men justify women withholding sex, because we're not feeling connected with them.
I had to cheat. I had to cheat. I had to go seek other people out because she was withholding.
This is Tom Sandoval. This is Sandoval. They justify
he's bawling about it, and he does his arm like this. And how he married another woman. Another woman fell for him. How?
Well,
ladies, do better. He's clearly,
we can all do better than this. All of us can do better than this.
And he had did you see his wedding ring? He had a band, and then he had a band over it that was like an infinity symbol. It was just very
I was like, oh God.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine him in prison though? You know, his attorneys were, first of all, they were shocked that he got off.
Yeah, they're like, holy
stunned.
Shit.
I know. Totally stunned. But yeah, he wouldn't last a long time in prison.
No.
Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, here's the quote. I got a wee bit addicted to porn. Gross.
This is just like my ex did all this to me too. You're withholding. I had to seek it out because you were keeping it from me. I'm like, well, you would be missing for 3 days and talk to me like I'm an idiot, and so I wasn't really horned up all the time for you. Hi, Treasy.
She was teasing him. She sent a text, and he said like, "Oh, I'm gonna need to spank you."
Yeah, I know. That was a rough one.
That's where I was like, I can't. I feel like I'm getting into their personal business. I am personally finding this on their phone. And then, okay, I'm not trying to say this as like a funny thing because of course, I bet some of you, at least your mind went there. Now, when the little man, I forgot his name, when he's talking about talking to her and like she was like pleasuring herself or something, I noticed that like his range of motion is not very far. Like he wouldn't be able to ever touch himself. So like,
I never thought of that. I'm sure they can.
No,
we can all figure out.
I can't.
Like using household items.
Household items? What does it mean?
I think boys will just like. Nick Weiger from the Doughboys podcast famously fucked an apple when he was 13, and he fucked it so hard that it exploded. And it's a story they tell like every month on that podcast.
Okay, well, let's use that example. He wouldn't have been able to get an apple there. He can't place the apple there.
Let's not get into logistics of little people. Let's just stick with the Build-A-Bear boots.
Okay, well, I just want to also say, I don't know how they would like wipe their tushies and stuff.
Remember I sent you that TikTok of that little person that like showed how she did it?
Oh yeah. She used like a back scratcher or like tongs.
She'd like shove it and then kind of like twist around. I mean,
yeah.
Do what you gotta do.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, other people are giving suggestions. Warm apple pie. He can rub up against the couch.
Yeah.
There's a movie about it, someone says.
American Pie.
No, well, I know the warm apple
about
pie.
This.
Right. Yeah. Oh, this is really interesting. Okay, well, I don't know. You guys do some research. Let us know if you have some hard
different
answers.
ways to the different fun ways to masturbate.
I just really did feel bad for that guy. I feel like he really got exploited in this. They didn't have to have him in his own home like that. They could have gotten an Airbnb and filmed his scenes or something. I just thought that was really kind of shitty.
Just speaking about pleasuring yourself, remember when I sent you a text about how I had lost my vibrator, but then I found it and it went to Charlie's computer and Dave was sitting next to him and they both saw it?
Oh wait, I said this, right?
I said, oh, I found my vibrator. It was like somewhere. And you were like, stop. And I was like, what the fuck? You're like, I gave them my computer so that they could like look up something.
But I was teasing you.
Yeah, you initiated the whole fucking conversation. So then even when I met Dave, I was like, he fucking knows that I...
No, I told you that they did, but they didn't. And you were freaking out. And I was like, oh, just kidding. You forgot
you never said just kidding,
yes, I
babe.
Did. Yes, I did, babe.
You did not. This is the first I am hearing of that. I fucking hate you.
I know I told you that.
Well, that's good at least. That's good at least that your son didn't see that mom's best friend and business partner, what she does in her spare time.
You probably think it's like a car part or something. I swear, I think I said like, oh,
I'm sure a 14-year-old boy doesn't know what that is. Anyway,
not my googing.
Never. What?
Okay.
What else? Is that it before we get into the Burke?
I believe so.
Hang on, let me check my notes here. Oh, we have to get into Sister Wives news and gossip.
Oh.
And babe, Gary's Graham. Let's do that really quick.
Oh,
I pulled some great pictures of Gary
Graham
Shirley from Teen Mom. If anyone isn't caught up yet, he fancies himself somewhat of a chef extraordinaire.
Just some farm fresh tomatoes. Just a little Sammi.
This one looks like a vagina.
Fuck, Gary. Ew. God.
A vagina with like...
a dead vagina.
with like
Ew,
some kind
what
of
is
like
that?
major disease. Well, it says stuffing stuffed pork chops covered in herb gravy. Obviously,
It's a
taters
thick
and
gravy,
green beans.
babe. That gravy is not moving from the top.
But as pictured earlier, this was the end result. Yes, these are big ass chops. Christina and I shared one, and I'm taking the rest to Mama at work.
Oh,
Carol.
sure, you shared one, Gary. Come on, please.
Sure, girl.
You shared with Christina.
She said it was delish. How about this one? It looks like he jizzed all over it.
Ew. Okay, well, first of all, who puts 3 spinach leaves on the side?
He laid them out.
Is that greens? Is that greens or is that spinach?
Presentation is everything. Just some supper. Thanks for sharing with me at Christina Shirley. This was definitely a banger. Trying to use up the extra heavy cream parm and chicken we had. Great to know.
What? I mean, who doesn't have extra cream Parmesan chicken laying around?
You don't need to use parm and any kind, like Parmesan cheese will last for like 2 years.
Christina gobbled it all up. There is 3 spinach leaves, which you know he didn't eat. Gary, please.
It was just for presentation.
Please.
Here's
Please.
one. Just some homemade cheesy fries for the win. Thanks for sharing at Christina Shirley.
God, stop calling Christina out. I did not. I thought that was like some sort of spiral noodle pasta with beef or
right?
something.
This is kind of what my lamb ragu looked like. This is Cheese Whiz melted, poured over fries.
Oh, wow. What an idea, Gary.
One last one. Just a little breakfast today.
Just a little. That's his favorite thing. Just a little of this. Just a little of that.
2 eggs. At least 2 pancakes. Fries. Bacon. And then underneath everything is 2 enormous slices of ham.
Oh, I didn't even spy the ham there.
We call this the family plate or the can't walk plate.
The Christina. The Christina.
Yeah. Okay. Definitely the share plate, but I still can't walk. Ha 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 ha. At Christina Shirley.
The can't, what do they call it? The can't walk?
Yeah, because after you eat it, I think it's just Gary constantly trying to make us believe that he gets full at any moment of time.
Yeah. Bullshit, Gary. I mean, like if I were super hungry, I'm sure I could probably finish that whole thing. Not that I would want to.
Right.
But Gary, come on. The can't walk. And also workshop that name a little bit. The can't walk. That's bad.
One last item of business. It's summer and it's beach time, Geordie.
I know. I know.
No, you have to look at
I'm getting wise to you. Oh, okay. Where it's supposed to be on the beach.
Can you describe this picture? This is of Howie the crab, everyone.
Howie the crab. Is she trying to make it look like it's digging in the sand?
Yeah.
Making a sandcastle?
Yeah.
What is
They're
on
sentient.
it?
They're sentient. It's that same Super Mario Brothers mushroom hat. At the
so
beach.
Close. Howie, well, now I like almost don't feel bad for Howie because it should have just run.
It has a leash on, Geordie.
Oh, okay. So again, this is so freaking mean. Even if it wanted to go in the ocean, it can't.
It's a huge tease, yeah.
Oh my God. Like people cry over Finding Nemo and losing or whatever Dory, but now Howie the crab this is hilarious.
This is like the equivalent of like kidnapping someone and then like taking them up to their own door with their parents on the other side and then just like whisking them away.
On a leash. This is like May and Nicole and Asin, where May had her backpack leash.
Hilarious. Somebody please request a 90-day fiance for TRP. Now,
this is not okay, babe.
We have a listener. I just need to see what she wants us to call her. Because, so one of our listeners went to Savannah's high school graduation where Kody and Robin attended. And she sent us pictures. She said it's okay to use the pictures, but she said her Instagram account is @_smile 2 day_. So smile today. So check her out. But here we go. And she said, and so what she told me was Janelle and Kody and Robin did not sit together. Like they were completely separate. And she posed for a picture with Robin, which I'll put up in a second. But Robin was a total bitch. And like she was walking by her and she's like, Robin, can I take a picture really quickly? And Robin goes, quickly. Fuck you, Robin. No one likes
scoffed
you.
At a quickly. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Right, so here's one picture. I mean, Kody's curled out. He curly girled it up for this.
Oof.
Here's the one with her and Robin after Robin scoffed at her. Fucking bitch.
Okay,
and then
here's we have like the most gorgeous listeners ever.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Oh,
yeah. And this person's
great.
This person did not attend this to troll.
They're like actually there.
Yeah.
They weren't like stalking her or anything.
Do this to stalk, yeah. Stalking is not great or funny.
Okay.
But anyway, this is Trusty Janelle. Happy. It's awesome. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it was really great. It was really great. Does Janelle have an actual camera too? Is that what she's holding in her hand?
No, that's her cell phone, I think. But
yeah, it's so Janelle. God, I love that.
And she, of course, was happy to take a picture.
Scoffed.
Quickly.
Oh, where are you going?
Yeah, I know. What
where are
you
you going?
Savannah doesn't even want you there. You don't
say,
go
no one
here.
wants to see you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Or Kody. And Kody was wearing his if you can see, wearing the fucking
amulet.
Yeah, you can't see it in this picture, but you can see the chain, and he was wearing that.
God, so. His hair, you gotta cut that, Kody. Woof. Look at the tone of his skin compared to Robin. It is that's unhealthy. He has like some sort of blood flow issue. Right? That doesn't normal, babe.
It's not good. I mean, it's less tan than Mary, at least. Hey, we got a new listener. I haven't seen this name before. Toby1 Kenobi says, "What's up, ladies?" Huh. It's nice.
I like that. So I have a couple sister wives photos that I found. So this first one, immediately I looked at it and I saw myself. Now, if you remember on our Halloween episode where we dressed up, and
remember, yeah.
Oh, you remember, right? And I kept going like, this is me, right?
Yeah. Oh God, you look exactly.
I know.
But she's using obviously so much.
Remember, I went like this, and I went, and I look like her.
Do it the other way, though. No, the other hand, just so that you can match her. Does it look like you're? Oh yeah, no, sorry, the other way. First way. I want you to like that. That's
I was matching her the other way, but anyway, so there she is. Also, it looks like Leon might be at the B&B. Okay.
Hashtag clambake.
Yeah, we need to stop with this in general. Influencers, young people under the age of 30. You're posing. This isn't like a natural, I'm going to lean against this railing.
This isn't candid.
Yeah, and this isn't photography. I don't know if Leon took this, like had someone else take it and set it up, or if Audrey took it, but this is not artistic. I can't with any of this. And then there's one where Leon's looking off. Okay.
I think the only picture they've ever deleted from their Instagram was the clam bake picture.
And this isn't anything like, Leon in general, watching the old episodes where we're watching it now requires a lot of energy. Speaking of a lot of energy,
I saw that picture and I was like, that's my worst. God,
this is my front up. So this is Madison with way too many babies. She's got little baby Joey, I guess is the youngest one. And then there's her daughter, Evie Kody or whatever. And then there's Avalon. And then Tawny and the Kelties, little ones in the front. I mean, look at the chub a lub on that. That is like what? Your face
like
looks
this stuff, though. No.
I'm not dissing. I'm saying
I loved it, Jim Marie in the summer when the babies would come and they would all just be in little like short onesies like this. And you can just see all the little Michelin Man chub. Very cute.
Baby needs a little haircut, the one on the right. But I mean, those are like thigh chub and arm chub that you just want to like put your lips over your mouth and just chew on like nom. Well, on my own, not someone else's baby.
Okay, yes, fine.
No, oh God, no. I'm not.
You don't want to mouth kiss this baby.
No, and like I feel like I don't know. It probably tastes like Kody or something, so I don't want to get into it. But then there was this one where Leon drew this for Gwen and Gwen's fiance, right? Gwendolyn's fiance. Yeah. I don't really get it with the eyes closed. I'm sure it's like some funny thing, but everyone's like, oh my God, this is the most amazing art ever. I'm not that impressed. Like, I don't know art, but I don't think this is like the prettiest art of all the art.
I was just gonna say this is the prettiest art of all the art. I mean, if somebody was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make a portrait of you off of memory," I'd be like, "Yeah, no, thanks. Don't. Oh, please don't do it."
You and I have talked about this. Biggest fear, like okay, like a tank of spiders,
heights,
going to like the bottom of the ocean, like open water. Yeah, something super high, and someone doing a caricature of me on a boardwalk or anywhere, and then
the two of us. I might hang up a caricature of both of us together.
Well, it's that episode of Pen 15 that we loved.
Yeah,
where they get the caricature, and then they're like, "Oh,
are we?"
It's like every. I mean, oh God, it would be. I would say you and I would do it for like a bit, like do it for the podcast, but that shit's gonna linger.
It would wreck me too much, I think.
No, it would cut us to the core. Even though we try to laugh it off, we're tossing and turning for the rest of our lives over that one.
It's still in the back
just
of my
like
mind.
That TikTok account in Los Angeles where they drive down the street and they scream out compliments to people.
Like, "You're under arrest for being too hot." I'd be like, "What? I'm just
they're like, "Hey, you're nailing it today, gorgeous. Love your hair." And everyone's like, "Oh my God, thanks." You and I would be like, okay, so they're saying that obviously because I'm fat and ugly. Like, clearly. They're joking. They're trolling.
It was on like a Sunday morning before a live where I happened to run to 7-Eleven to get like an orange juice or something, and I had makeup on. But 99% of the time, I look like shit.
You're going about your day? Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, they're like, "Slay boots." I'd be like, "Oh, okay, great." So now they like think my legs are as thick as boots, and I just like fucking fat, and they're all laughing about it in that car, and I just waved and said thank you, and really they're all making fun of me. Anyway.
Are you ready to get into the book?
I'm ready. I am ready. Okay, I love that everyone's saying like, no caricatures at any time.
This is Janelle's chapter, so let's get ready.
Okay. Oh, trusty Janelle. Okay.
Trusty Janelle.
You got, your trusty apron. I have boot lamp. So good. Okay. God, that really is an ever so trusty apron. Oh, you're muted, babe. Oh, Janelle. You know Janelle does that all the time too.
Yeah. I'm not going to tie up the strings. Did you know that the apron has like, I have it on backwards, but it has one enormous pocket like right in the front, like just one huge pocket. Here it is.
You put your little recipe card.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And speaking of Janelle's chapter, right? Chapter 14, page 222. Would you like to begin?
You too. All right.
Yep.
Once I converted to the fundamentalist faith, I realized how easy it is to be a Mormon in Utah, even though Mormons only make up 50% of the population there. That's a lot, babe.
Yeah. Only what?
That's a lot. I've read that an estimated 80% of the lawmakers in Utah are LDS. When I married Kody, I was no longer a member of this dominant group. I was fringe. I was an outsider.
Oh, Janelle.
In polygamous communities, there is a great deal of cultural fear. People my mother's age regularly shared personal experiences of having their families split up by the government. Although I'm sure that's all not true. These stories had a great impact on me, and I became very worried about someone finding out I wasn't like them. I kept my head down. I rarely discussed my family and private life with outsiders or colleagues. The Sister Wives television show, which changed my way of thinking and brought me into the public as a polygamist, was a slow and gradual evolution. Of course, I was nervous about exposing our family. However, the more we talked about the show, the more enthusiastic I became.
I wonder why that is. The one who, does the books for the family is like,
yeah,
you know what?
20 grand, that would help, yeah.
I mean, yeah, we could not be in the red for once, so that's good.
Well, I don't know about that bit.
Well, I mean, that's true. Well, Janelle does wear, that was probably like her call for help. Her red button up is like, guys, look at the clue. We're not doing good over here.
The money at least let them pay their minimum credit card payments for that month.
God, or their taxes. I mean,
I don't know if they're paying taxes, honey.
On something. Maybe.
While we were filming the first season, I got swept away by the project. Yeah, that's how I described Janelle in that first season, is
swept away.
Just carefree and fancy-free.
Yep.
It was exciting, Jody. A new energy had been injected into our lives. I was so caught up in filming and all the coordination that comes with mobilizing our entire family to move as a unit to various shooting locations that I didn't give much thought to the fact that the show would eventually be seen by, we hoped, millions of people. I wasn't nearly as afraid while we were filming the first episode as when we finished. Suddenly the show was done. They were editing it. It was going to be on air. There was no turning back. The summer before the show aired, I was stressed out beyond belief. Well, yeah.
We know that
goes
part.
That goes with that.
That's typical Janelle we know. Yeah, there she is.
Many of our peers had parents who were put in jail during the government raids of the 1950s. There had been no recent raids on our communities. The raids in Texas was on an FLDS community, a completely different group from ours. But the stories in our cultural memory suddenly took on a new life for me, especially at 3 o'clock in the morning when I was lying awake in bed or wearing a poker visor and crunching the numbers to a single light bulb. I couldn't put my worries aside, even going so far as to seek counseling at one point. This annoyed Kody.
Well, you know why? Because she could spill the beans on what an abusive piece of shit he is.
Well, and also women
women
can't improve. They're just crazy. That's all that we need to know. Women are just stupid and crazy.
She should be at home taking care of the kids. Logan needs your help, Janelle.
God, Gwen, I'm still kind of watching Gwen's lives or her recaps. Yeah. And she's still being way too nice to Robin, but she did say it definitely wasn't fair to have Logan be the father of the family. She was like, he was our dad. And she said that like absolutely
good. And now we said it.
This annoyed Kody. Before the network announced our show as part of the fall lineup, Kody told me,
oh, wow. Guys, get ready.
You need to think more positively. This is a positive thing for our family, our faith, and the world, Jody.
Just be positive, and then all good things will come. Robin
just
said
think about being happy, and you'll be happy.
Just like when Robin was praying to God for a rental, and then this $1 million house showed up.
Yeah. And then Janelle maxed out her savings to give her.
The whole rest of the family then was like, oh, let's give her everything we have so that Robin.
I tried, but I'm more of a realist than my husband.
No.
Yeah. After my concerns about my family, one of my gravest worries was about my job. I'm completely career-minded, and working means a great deal to me. To make things more difficult, I worked for the government in a job I loved. If there was any employer who would fire me, I was sure it would be this one. In Utah, everyone always assumed that you are Mormon, especially if you don't drink or smoke. Since I was raised LDS, it was easy for me to be a chameleon at work. I could talk the talk and walk the walk.
Janelle, you savvy little sex kid.
I wanted to seem Mormon enough not to draw attention to myself. This was easy since I understood conversations about aspects of conventional Mormonism, such as visiting teaching lessons and wards. While I understood this sort of office chatter, I always stayed on the periphery of these conversations.
That makes me sad.
Sometimes I tried to throw my coworkers off the scent about my religion.
What?
They didn't care, Janelle.
No, but Kody's telling them that don't make any friends. Just listen to me because, they could turn on you.
I disassociated myself from all forms of Mormonism, LDS, or fundamentalist. I started drinking Michael.
Whoa, guys.
Covfefe.
What?
Coffee. I sorely needed caffeine. Wait, I started drinking coffee. Something Mormons are prohibited from doing. I sorely needed caffeine at work when I had 5 kids under the age of 6. I'm not sure what my coworkers thought when I started drinking coffee, but they never asked me about my faith. Nope. I promise you no one noticed that you were drinking coffee.
No one cares, Janelle. No one.
No one at all. I would never notice if somebody that I worked with for 10 years never drank coffee and then just started drinking coffee. It wouldn't even click in my head.
Okay, but that said, they are living in a population full of Mormons, and but still. Not this is like the thinking of a middle schooler. Everyone is watching me. Everyone's paying attention to me.
Yeah.
Everyone's thinking about themselves and being, stupid, narcissistic.
Before we traveled to Los Angeles to introduce Sister Wives to the public, and they're talking about the upfronts, the public, I still hadn't come clean to my coworkers and my superiors about either my lifestyle or the show. I was nervous about having this conversation. Kody told me not to bother. He urged me to let them discover the show on their own. We had no idea it would become front page news in Utah. It's not in my nature to share more than necessary, but I felt that the ethical thing to do was to tell my supervisors the truth about the show and my family. I figured if I was to be terminated, I wanted to allow them to do it discreetly before Sister Wives began. Pass gas.
You know why Kody's saying don't worry? Because he's like, we're going to be millionaires from this show. Don't worry about it, Janelle.
100%, yeah.
Cody knows business. He knows that it's going to go up here.
That sign one time.
It's never going to go down here.
No. The market's always here.
Always. I waited to tell them until the day before we left for California to announce the show to the Television Critics Association. After all, I wanted to keep my paycheck as long as possible. It took a moment for my bosses to get over their initial shock. Not only was I a polygamist, because I didn't look like one, I was going to be a public one. After we finished talking, they went to the Human Resources Department to see what should be done about my situation. The people in Human Resources, you can say HR, Janelle. We know what it means.
We get it, yeah.
The people at Human Resources were very open-minded. They told me that as long as I never mentioned my job, what I did in my private life was up to me, even if my private life was going to be on television.
That's fair.
Well, yeah, because they can't fire you for your religion.
Also, I think that Janelle would be a perfect employee. She's working overtime all the time. She's coming in early.
Yep. She keeps her head down.
Yep.
Doesn't
anything to keep her away from the kids.
Any part of this drama. No.
You want to keep Janelle on staff.
She's trusty. I was thrilled with this outcome since I had been expecting the worst. Contrary to conventional belief, Utah is quite diverse. My coworkers were a mixed bag of races, religions, and sexual persuasions.
Oh, Michael.
So Janelle. Sexual persuasions. When I came out as a polygamist, I was delighted to discover no discrimination in my workplace.
Because no one cares, because everyone's there to just clock in and clock out and get the fuck out of there.
As I see it, God loves everyone equally, regardless of lifestyle, religion, or race. Interesting. She didn't say sexual persuasion there.
Honey, I thought you were going to tell us you had cancer.
I love
Best response to somebody coming out ever, by the way.
I was glad to find that my superior seemed to hold the same opinion. Despite everything, I was still unbelievably nervous when it came to announce the show. At the Television Critics Association, we waited backstage while they played a clip from the show. After the first clip finished, we were ushered onto the stage in front of a room full of critics. There was no going back. Immediately, wow, this is like some big big names here.
There's a spelling error in the sentence, by the way, that you'll come up on.
Oh, wow.
And that's a bad one.
This is like a blatant misspelling. Okay, so I'm going to read this as it's written. Immediately, a journalist from the Deseret News in Salt Lake raised his hand. Aren't you worried that you're going to jail like Tom Green? He asked. Okay, also, this is like, I mean, a little time capsule here. I'm guessing it's supposed to be Desert News.
Of course it's supposed to be Desert News. Of course.
It's Deseret.
I'm going to look it up.
Deseret. There's no way it's Deseret.
Where is it?
And it's italicized. Like, you should definitely get that correct. Okay, Scout Pipe.
It is Deseret News.
Oh, is it? Oh my God. We're such assholes. Like Janelle.
There's a spelling error coming up, idiot.
Dumb. They're so dumb. Robin edited one day.
Color me corrected. All right.
Okay. I mean, we shouldn't have doubted trusty Janelle. If anyone was going to edit their chapter,
true. That is true. If it had been
Janelle.
a Robin chapter, I wouldn't have even looked it up.
Yeah. Okay, so Tom Green. We got a Tom Green reference. Wow. This
my
is
bum is
the
on the
Tom
gum.
Green
My
show.
bum is on the gum.
This is my favorite show. We both get
Again, we know that's not the same Tom Green, but Janelle didn't feel a need to correct. Oh no, is she? Oh yeah, she does explain who he is here.
Okay. My two greatest fears coalesced into this one question. Good job, Janelle, with the coalesced in there. First off, the world thought we were criminals who would be sent to jail. And even worse, we were being compared to Tom Green, an independent Mormon fundamentalist who had been jailed for statutory rape after marrying his 13-year-old stepdaughter. But ending these sorts of repulsive comparisons was reason enough to go public with our story. Although this was precisely the reaction I most feared, it also told me that what we were doing was necessary and right.
Have you ever seen, I kept getting these on TikTok, Tom Green and his family on Judge Judy? Oh. You can like look that up on TikTok and you'll get like 10-minute clips of it. They went on Judge Judy. I don't know why. I think it was more of like they weren't sued for anything, but Judge Judy was just kind of there to like yell at them.
Really?
Yeah, you should look it up because I mean I fucking love Judge Judy.
Oh, she's one of the people. Like if I was stuck in an elevator with 5 people, she would be one of them.
Oh, speaking of like powerful women, did you notice the woman in the Natalia Grace documentary that was like full Hillary Clinton? She was like
a bubble on her throat.
She had a blue pantsuit and she had her legs like spread wide open, and she's like, "Yeah,
and that mug." She had a one fingy mug. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I was like, "This bitch is pantsuit nation." If I ever did,
but she definitely had a bubble in her throat kind of voice. Michael Barnett really lucked out with this one. He was off the hook. Do you know what I'm talking? She had a bubble.
I never noticed the bubbles until you pointed out, but now I notice it with Sheena and
Sheena and a baba and a baba.
By the way, Surviving Sister Wives, Corey and Carly, they're coming up to McKelty and Tony's wedding in their recap.
I can't wait.
Yo, yeah.
Tres leches cake. Okay. You might get hit
by a stick.
Okay. But ending these sorts of repulsive comparisons was a reason enough to go public with our story. Although this was precisely the reaction I most feared, it also told me that what we were doing was necessary and right. At first, we were all taken aback by the journalist's question. After a few seconds, we gathered our composure. We're nothing like Tom Green, we told the reporter. That's why we feel we have to tell our story. After the show was announced to the public, TLC began to air promotional clips on a pretty steady rotation. Naturally, they wanted to draw as much attention as possible to the show, so they chose the soundbite where we briefly discuss sakes.
Michael? Is this where Mary says, we don't go weird?
Yeah.
Because, women and women together is so weird.
Wow. Wow. I bet they were just doing it all over the place last night at that birthday party, right?
Oh yeah. It was just,
I mean,
it
that's
was
what gay people do. It's just so, gross. Please. We had decided to address this issue head on, no pun intended, and quickly get it out of the way so we can move on with the rest of the show. But the brevity of the clip made it seem as if we were going to come out with something really juicy and salacious. I think this is the first exclamation point Janelle has ever used in her life at the end of that sentence.
And even she didn't believe it as she put it in.
Salacious. Of course, the truth was just the opposite, but the promotional ads started to create serious waves in our community. To TLC's credit, when we told them it was making our day-to-day lives more difficult, the network changed the clip immediately. We felt so honored that our requests were taken seriously.
Well, get ready for your editing in later seasons, babe.
Oh, yeah.
When
our church community saw the preview, they understandably became upset. Many hadn't been thrilled with our decision to do the program in the first place, and now they were worried that we were going to be sensational and improper. Once they discovered that we intended to fill Robin's wedding reception, some members became even more concerned. Pass gas.
The wedding. Oh, by the way, this is something that correspondent Jean, has said that, which makes sense. The wedding was on a different day than the ceremony. She has Robin has different hair, and I think it possibly a different dress. But that's why she's at home.
The up down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she was at home yelling at the kids. For the ceremony.
I'd be yelling at Aurora every single day.
Aurora!
God.
Yeah, go away.
Yeah.
Hey, Aurora.
Out.
They thought, okay.
The wedding ceremony.
The wedding ceremony in either a fundamentalist faith or in the LDS church is sacred and private. No one outside the faith is allowed to witness the ceremony. It's never discussed. The promo for our program aired shortly after the HBO series Big Love had filmed a sensationalized version of the temple ceremony. So when our church community got wind of the fact, I keep getting bubbles in my throat, that cameras were going to be at Robin's reception, they were alarmed. Eventually, we managed to convince our fellow church members that we had absolutely no intention of sensationalizing either our lives or Robin's wedding. Our plans were only to film the reception and show our collective happiness at Robin and Kody's nuptials. If I were
those
Janelle,
colada rings.
Yeah, yes. And we're Robin. I always remember that because her jaw looks the most strong in that moment. And her jaw is like Quagmire. Giggity, giggity. Also, if I was Janelle and Christine, I would want to be filmed less than possible because they were wearing potato sacks for this wedding.
And what color dresses were they? We get it. You're the Brown family. You don't actually have to wear brown.
She's so proud of that name. You didn't accomplish this name. You just happened to be born into a family with the last name Brown.
Yeah, brown and purple all the time.
Soon after the show aired, I noticed that we already had an impact on the way the world perceived polygamy. I was flipping through the TV directory. Of course, Janelle flips through a directory.
They can't say TV guide, the TV directory.
But even
do you remember? Talk about a little time capsule here too. When you would get that part, I know ours would come in the Sunday paper.
Yeah, of course.
It wasn't a TV guide. That was pricey. That was a subscription that you had to get.
Oh, I never
got
just
that
TV
weekly whatever.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, what's on Tuesday night? And flip through.
Yeah. I had it memorized.
That's a whole other thing.
I only had 4 channels. But listen to this, Jody. I was flipping through the TV directory looking for something to watch when I came across a show called The Lost Boys. The brief blurb described the show as being about members of the Warren Jeffs FLDS sect. This was progress a few months earlier. I'm sure that the description would have been about polygamist Mormons. So Janelle thinks that their Brown family is responsible for that. Yeah.
Yep.
But now people were beginning to differentiate between the sects and understand that we had nothing to do with Warren Jeffs and his abusive practices. Although the show helps the public to understand our faith a little bit, it also led to misunderstandings within our own family. I don't think anyone in the family was prepared for the emotional toll of our couch sessions. Gwen said this too on her YouTube channel. She said, like, I don't know what it is about that couch, but once you get there, like, there's somebody there asking you questions that nobody's ever asked you, and you finally get to, like, it's sad the way she describes it. It's like someone actually cares about what you have to say and your opinion and what your experience has been. Suddenly, what was supposed to be a lighthearted look at our fairly normal family turned into an investigation into our emotional scars and private struggles. When we set out to do the show, we imagined it would be something like 19 kids and counting.
Oh, that's a great show.
It kind of is like that, though, isn't it? Like, they're in the same realm as the Duggars.
Yeah, for sure.
Which follows the daily life of the Duggar family.
Oh, guys, get ready. Get ready for this description.
The show is light and frothy, with an emphasis on family. We thought our show would touch on the sweeter side of our life and never probe beneath the surface. We were totally unprepared for the reality of confronting our issues in front of the TV cameras.
Yeah. The Duggars agree.
Yeah, I know, right? Initially, these sessions were intended to allow us to recap events on the show, but we found that we were unearthing emotional hurts that we had skimmed over to keep the peace. There are times when we don't want to watch our words and put our feet up in our mouths. My perfect example of this is when Christine... Our feet, I mean, that is the correct way to phrase that.
Yes, but it just sounds weird, because normally you just say, like,
right.
foot in, like, foot. No, okay, whatever.
But my best example of this is that time where Christine's, like, talking to Robin about how, like, she was insulted that Robin didn't want them to raise her kids, and Robin goes, "Are you being serious right now? Are you serious right now?"
Yeah.
And you know that Robin and Kody tried to get that cut from editing.
Oh, yeah.
Like when Matt Bayer was in Las Vegas, which is the episode I'm doing with Joan, by the way, where he's like, whoever you need to go to, whoever you need to blow to get that footage removed, do it, okay?
Oh, God, he's such a piece of shit.
Amber's wearing a hat in that episode, I remember. When Kody lets... Oh, here we go, Jody! When Kody let slip that he had selected Robin's wedding dress himself, even after Mary, Christine, and I had taken her shopping as an important bonding experience, Christine was devastated and walked off set.
Princess!
The show has... Fucking asshole.
I know.
Yeah, that's nice. Like, you even
Christine
gave it,
should have been like, "You serious?" Robin's
are you
like,
being serious right now?
Robin doesn't say anything.
God. The show has to fit into an hour of television, so the necessary edits made it look as if she returned immediately. They should have put this in the show, but I think they were still trying to
a
make
black
it look
screen.
Good. Black
Christine
screen.
left the
Nothing
set
happens in a black screen.
And didn't return for 4 hours.
I just got pimples imagining any black screen.
Well, you got pimples because you're imagining dat family herp. That's why. Goosebumps. What do you call it? Goose pimples up in Canada.
Mm-hmm. So the necessary edits made it look as if she returned immediately. The truth is that she didn't come back for 3 days.
Good for her. Stand in your power, y'allses.
I was in a production of Fiddler on the Roof, and I was Fruma Sarah, so I had a little singing part. But my only line was 3 days, and every night I would do it differently. Well, 3 days. Like the constable comes and tells us, like, you have 3 days to evacuate Anatevka, and he walks out, and my one line was 3 days. Well, 3 days. 3 days.
Did you ever do like a 3 days?
3 days. Let's have a fucking kid.
Okay, we have way too much fun with each other. I don't think anyone else enjoys that joke as much as we do, that Office reference.
Oh, the Office references. I mean, please. We were a mess after that. We were a mess after that session. It took a while for us to heal, but we are stronger for it. Okay, girl. Pass gas.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Robin is like, this is just painful. Any sentence that has Robin in it, I immediately just, ugh. Robin is usually instrumental after a particularly difficult couch session. Oh, she is.
She felt so bad.
We really give her mediation skills a workout because Kody tells us we have to. Sometimes she starts the healing process right there on the set, not letting us leave the room until we've settled whatever troubling topic our producers asked us to talk about.
God, do you know how annoying that would be? If
I was like, not your place.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I need a minute.
Yeah.
God, what a bitch. Misunderstandings within the family are not the only problems that have cropped up in light of the show. The way the media perceives and treats us has been something of a surprise. Educated, intelligent people have made strange and off-color comments that have not just shocked us, but offended us on a very deep level. Can I just say also, going back to that Robin thing, that is deeply manipulative. Because Robin is the one who causes all the rifts.
Right.
And then she pretends like she's counseling them through it. Like, oh, so Christine, you feel that way? No,
she gets them all riled up, and then they want to just have a moment to process what just happened.
Yep.
But no, let's a mediation.
Yeah. Misunderstandings within the family are not the only problems that have cropped up in light of the show. Oh yeah, sorry about that. A little Robin moment.
You're fine. Yeah.
Dumb. Woman reading. When people hear the word polygamy, their minds often jump to salacious conclusions. Janelle likes that word, salacious. Somehow I can see Janelle really getting into like romance novels, like the ones with Fabio on the front. Can't you see?
I was just going to say that. Like those old timey ones. Yeah.
That, like tucking in with a good little saucy one.
Or Danielle
not
Steele.
50 Shades. That's
Danielle
too
Steele. My mom used to read Danielle Steele.
Yes. Oh, I love it. Okay. For some reason, many intelligent Americans cannot differentiate between a healthy polygamous family and a man cheating on his wife, or even a harem. On our first publicity tour, during a pre-interview for a nationwide talk show, the interviewer asked us some unbelievably personal questions about our intimate lives. We were asked about whether we compare our sex lives behind Kody's back and if we could comment on the difference in the intimate natures of each marriage. Our publicist jumped to our defense and demanded to know what woman in her right mind would answer the sort of questions we were being asked. Our publicist pointed out to this interviewer that she certainly would not ask the same questions of other reality show stars, not even on the most sexually provocative shows. We were so grateful to her for stepping in because I'd been left speechless at the interviewer's complete lack of tact.
I can't imagine what the question was. Like, I'm sure it was nothing. Like, I'm sure it was non-offensive.
Is there anything he does that you all just like laugh about, or like the size of it?
Do you regularly get tested? Do you use protection or birth control? What? Like grasping their pearls.
Oh God. Ew. Well, I mean, we've also kind of wondered.
I want to know all that stuff. I don't really care about Kody's like coached answers. I want to know about the sex stuff.
Of course, I understand that people want to know about our private lives. Everyone always wants to find something scandalous in something pure. I hope that the show has firmly established that we are involved in 4 separate marriages and we keep our personal intimacy as private as possible. None of us want to know what goes on between Kody and another wife in their private time. Well, we do. Maybe not you, but
right. Also, that just shows.
And also, Robin knows.
Oh yeah, Robin knows everything.
Of course, the show has made it more and more difficult to remain unaware of how Kody and my sister wives behave in their individual marriages. In fact, since much of our lives is televised, I'm confronted with a great deal more of these other marriages than I was comfortable with in the past. I have to do my best to fight the impulse to compare my marriage to those of my sister wives. There are certain things on the show that I am not comfortable watching, such as Kody's intimate moments with another wife. in parentheses, Robin's honeymoon certainly falls into this category. Huh. How long was that honeymoon, by the way? Was that
I think 11 days, Geordie.
11 days
Gwendolyn just did that episode, and she said too, she's like, that's outrageous. She's like, how long is a honeymoon supposed to be? She's like, not 11 days. But remember, Geordie, Christine asked Robin, did you need it? And Robin said, yes, I need it. Giggity, giggity.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And they also came out of the dressing rooms in their wetsuits doing that same. God. Remember when they went to the zoo and they were making out? And they're like, the zoo is so romantic. I mean, look at the tigers and the lions, and they just they're polygamous too.
Perfect place to take Robin, by the way, since she admittedly hates animals. Crimery says, does he watch his pee-pee in between?
Ew.
Yes, that's what I want to know. I would want to know that, though. I'd be like, did you take a shower before you put it in Robin?
Well, for sure, Robin. Robin makes him shower immediately coming in. She's like, oh, did you just touch Truly? Make sure you get in the shower first.
But I feel like she makes him not shower before he goes to another wife's house just to be part of it.
Oh, she's gonna hug him. Do you want some granola? You want some granola, Kody? Kody granola.
She wants to spread the herpes as best as possible.
I feel like she wears a lot of Victoria's Secret body splash, and she wants that scent on him.
Oh, obviously Victoria's Secret,
or like a Faith Hill perfume or something. Like she likes that.
Danielle Marie says, I think he baby wipes it and calls it a day. Probably. Men are gross.
Ugh. Okay, I'm not a jealous person, but I just don't care to see how Kody and Mary or Kody and Christine interact. This has always been one of my personal boundaries. It's the problem of apples once again. Here we go.
Jesus.
The show has made it necessary for me to find the security and strength to not want apples simply because someone else has them. If I want a pear, I'm going to ask Kody for a pear. Well, Kody needs to grow a pear.
Oh, nice.
Even though interviewers often try to dig for something juicy and salacious,
number 3 in this chapter,
in our private lives, for exactly the kind of thing we never discuss, I enjoyed myself on our publicity tours. I love watching the behind-the-scenes efforts that go into our show. I enjoy learning about the marketing and media of the business side of reality TV business. Since I handle the contracts for our family.
Shocker. Shocker.
I feel like she's got like a fountain pen and a quill, signing things, editing contracts.
And she keeps that information in a lockbox.
Oh, she's got it in the filing cabinet next to her bed that she uses as a nightstand. Oh, yeah. I've acquired a lot of knowledge about the financial side of the entertainment industry, something I never imagined I'd come into contact with. I've always loved to travel. With 6 kids and 60-hour work weeks for most of my adult life, travel was put on the back burner. Oh, that's funny, because who got to travel when they had kids for 11
She needed
days?
it. Christine asked her, and she said she needed a job. What more do you want?
That's right. Once we began to promote the show, we were able to visit major cities as a single family unit, something I never imagined would be possible. This freedom to be ourselves is unbelievably liberating. It's almost a luxurious feeling to go around in public as a family without fear or shame. Before this, only Mary, the legal wife, would go to Kody to any official functions. But now we go as a group, or in other words, where we go one, we go all. Whether or not people condone what we do, everyone acknowledges me as Kody's wife. The simple piece of not having to remember to use my cover story has been a relief. I love being able to express my pride in being Kody's wife without fear or anxiety. Pass gas.
Naturally, the show has provided me opportunities to experience other things I would never have been able to, such as taking the kids on a camping trip to Big Bear. I think the Vanderpump Rules gang had an issue with Big Bear. There was a scandal about it there.
Or like Nauvoo.
Nauvoo. Who wants to go to Nauvoo? Aurora.
Nauvoo.
Me. I can't wait to learn about the history of our culture. Oh, you're coming. Yeah. Aurora's going. Renting a cabin.
Aurora's got shotgun the whole trip.
Totally. Renting a I'm really twitching today. I'm sorry, guys. I have Tourette's.
If you want to pass gas, you can pass.
No, I'm okay. I can read. I know that I'm twitching a lot. But there was a damper. Renting a cabin in the mountains at Christmas and going snowmobiling. But there was a damper put on things very quickly. The Lehigh City Police Department announced on the day our show premiered that they had been investigating our family since we introduced the show at the Television Critics Association.
Mary, close up the back of the
Go! Gabe is like pushing something in like with a broomstick.
Yep.
I hate it. We introduced the show in September, and by November, it was clear that we were going to have to leave Utah or risk the safety of our family. We decided not to tell anyone, not our friends, co-workers, or even the producers of our show. We didn't want to make a big deal out of our decision, and we wanted to protect our children while we figured out our next move. In fact, we told TLC only shortly before we moved. We obviously had a production schedule lined up, and this was a huge change in those plans. We really weren't sure they could continue the show, but we had made our minds up as a family that it was the best thing for us to move out of state. By the way, this chapter is 1,000% more interesting than Mary's last chapter, where she just rambled on and on about how great their family was.
Yeah, she is.
Janelle's giving us the tea.
The actual celebrity part, which is the name of this chapter. Right.
We really weren't sure if they would continue the show, but we had made our minds up as a family that it was the best thing for us to move out of state. We felt it would be best for our kids if we put some distance between our family and some of the emotional stressors in Utah. All right, guess what, guys? Guess what? Who here likes being a family?
In 6 months, truly isn't going to matter anymore. That's one of his
always
best of
funny.
all times.
Yeah, I know. We felt it would be, it was a heartbreaking moment when I explained to my children that we were moving to Vegas. Madison, my oldest daughter, began screaming, "You can't make me go! I'm going to run away!" Hunter, my second boy, just sobbed and sobbed. My oldest, Logan, was stoic. He simply squared his shoulders and said, "Okay, let's do what we need to do." He has the same speech impediment as Maddie.
Well, he does. And also because he's like, this is going to fucking take forever. I got to pack up all my kids. We got to get it going. We know Dad's not going to do anything. So
I can't even put in two weeks into my job.
It was devastating. Robin's house.
Yeah, I have to pack up Robin's house while Aurora runs around like an idiot. It was devastating having to separate the kids from their friends and take them out of the big house. Here, guess what, though? Guess what? You can't tell anyone either. And guess what else? One more thing. 3 days. 3 days.
But the dance, Dad.
The first thing is the dance.
Sorry, Leon.
The amount of fucking inside jokes. I don't know if we have more about The Office or we have more about Sister Wives. It was devastating having to separate the kids from their friends and take them out of the big house, the biggie housey. But it is my belief that everything happens for a reason. The move to Las Vegas has been instrumental in exposing our children to a more diverse culture. This is an important step to help them decide what faith they will follow when the time comes. For some of my children, I think polygamy would be an appropriate choice. For others, I'm not sure yet. I know that most of them are eager to return to Utah. The morality evident in Utah still appeals to many of the kids, and for this, I am grateful. However, exposure to different types of people and different lifestyles will help my kids make better and more informed choices. I'm sure when they are off at college, and the only thing I ask of them is that they go to college unless they meet Caleb Brush when they're 16 years old. That's the exception to the rule.
Or they're going to work for the family business.
The family business, yeah.
Mrs. Rose calls it.
I'm sure they will look back on their time in Las Vegas not as a trial, but as a period of intense and important growth. I have also seen some wonderful benefits for myself in the move to Las Vegas. Since we are living openly for the first time ever, I no longer have to censor myself. Censor yourself? What do you want to say? Probably a lot, actually. If you watch her on those couch interviews, she's got a lot going on in that brain.
Mm-hmm.
I have a much richer and diverse social life in Las Vegas than I ever had in Utah or Wyoming. I no longer worry about people coming into our houses. In fact, I am always excited to welcome our neighbors, something I never imagined I'd be able to do back in Utah. Despite the fact that for the first time in my life, I have a much larger circle of friends, leaving Utah has also been a period of personal upheaval for me. Obviously, my government job didn't travel with me. I struggled through a period of unemployment, which was difficult for a gal who had always defined herself by her career. I did a lot of behind-the-scenes family administration, but it didn't take the place of a full job. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
No.
You even know that, Janelle, coming. Come on.
Kody and I both Kody and I had both more and less time together. Less time as Kody was spread thin between 4 separate houses that were all on the exact same block. And more time because we were all looking for work again. Sure, Jan.
Yeah,
Kody
exactly.
Remember Robin looked so hard for a job and there's just nothing. No one's hiring. When I'm yanked out of the familiar surroundings, I often begin to question my place in the world and in the family. Not having a job for the first time in ages really shook me. I have always identified myself as a career woman, and now, for the first time in my life, I was a stay-at-home mom. Shortly after we arrived in Vegas, I found myself in the throes of a full-fledged identity crisis. I was miserable, and I took that misery out on others, especially Kody, because it's all his fucking fault.
Yeah.
I was on the veritable fault-finding mission. He couldn't do anything right. Every issue I'd ever had with him in the past began to bubble up and boil over. Our whole lives were in upheaval. I know that in order for things to settle down both physically and emotionally, Kody and I would have to clean house, throw out the trash that had accumulated in our marriage, and move forward. But first, we had to hit rock bottom.
Oh, that's so sad.
I know.
No, you don't. Just Kody sucks.
He gaslit her into being like, no, I wasn't actually doing anything.
On to issues. Okay, this is your problem.
I didn't know who I was anymore, and Kody was as lost as I was. We had to work to an even deeper level of honesty with each other. It was a very hard time. At one point, we even looked at each other and for the first time in our lives said, are we sure we married the right people? For 2 weeks, we could barely be civil to each other. Oh, good, bro, sorry. Being alone was unpleasant, to say the least. I was in a foul, dark place, and Kody, instead of trying to lift my spirits, sunk down with me. There was no sweetness and little love. After 18 years of marriage, we were being downright brutally mean to each other. I knew that this couldn't continue. Yeah, Kody was being mean to her, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. No.
I knew it couldn't continue. I didn't want our relationship to disintegrate. So one day I decided to say something caring to Kody. He immediately responded with something loving in return. And that was all it took. Okay.
So she just needs to be sweet. Now, ladies, write this down, okay?
And Jody, it took us 233 pages to finally understand.
There it is. Okay.
Pass gas.
Once the doors of communication between us were open once more, meaning I shut up about my feelings and just kiss his ass, I realized that I needed to be honest with myself about what I wanted from Kody and be able to ask for it. I also realized that I had begun to take Kody for granted. I needed to give up as much as I was receiving from him. I hate this. Upon moving to Vegas, I had rebuilt the wall around myself and was unwilling to show any vulnerability. That's called smart, Janelle.
Yeah.
I told Kody I was going to let him in once more, but that he had to tread carefully. Kody appreciated my honesty and my willingness to open up to him.
Oh, I'm sure he punched a hole in the fucking wall.
Yep. He in return communicated to me, perhaps more honestly than he had in years, some things he needed me to give him: more love and affection. As I've always said, our relationship keeps evolving. Where we are now is not where we will be in 6 months, but it always seems to get deeper and richer as time
When you
passes.
start at ground zero of love and intimacy, then
yeah. God, he sucks. When we decided to do the show, we never imagined we would be TV personalities. I'm still shocked when someone recognizes me while I'm jogging down the street at 6 a.m. in my sweats and sunglasses because everyone calls me fat and I'm weighed on national TV and they go, whoa, 170. Oh,
you are on the edge of the grave
of death. God.
Yeah.
Fame was never on our radar. Our intention was simply to educate people and increase tolerance for our way of life. I hope that we'll be able to do the show until it runs its natural course on television, until we're bored with it or people are bored with us. Well, it ain't happening, babe. We're still here.
Yeah, no, we're here.
It's fun.
It's awesome.
It's fun, period. But when it's over, it's over. Soon our kids will be in college, and after that, we'll be busy with grandkids. We'll look back on the show as something fun we did at one point in our lives.
Yeah, I'm really sure that's how they're thinking of the show at this moment.
I hope that when it's over, we'll have changed people's perceptions of polygamy. Not really, but you confirmed what we all believe.
You made us hate it more.
Yeah. I do not understand how people cannot be tolerant in this day and age. Once I left mainstream religion and joined an alternative faith, I grew to respect all people who recommit to their beliefs on a daily basis, despite public opinion. I hope our show is a testimony to that strength. It will be our legacy. Now that I've experienced what a difference it makes to talk about my faith openly, I can't imagine not encouraging others to do the same.
Bye, guys.
Oh, you're muted. Classic Janelle again. You're still muted, babe. You're still muted.
Here I am.
Classic Janelle moment,
all over. Yeah.
All right, guys. Smash that like button before we go. And we'll be back. We're nearing the end. We're going to have Christine's chapter.
Nachos.
And then who's after Christine?
Robin.
Giggity,
giggity.
And then Kody in the epilogue.
Yeah.
So join us next week. Subscribe, hit that like button, check out Patreon. Anything else, Amanda?
No, just everyone say goodbye to Latrice. Bye.
There she is. Oh gosh. We're gonna go to the outro. We're just gonna hear you screaming. Holy shit.
She's Janelle.
She's gonna scratch you.
Hey guys,
that is Janelle.
Janelle. I just need these pancakes. All right, bye.
Oh guys, we love you.
Don't.
All right. Love ya. See you later.
You're all adults. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Well, guys, it's been a blast. Thank you so much for joining us today on our We Love to Hate Everything channel. Please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Give us a like or even a comment, and click on that bell if you want notifications, because you never know when we might pop up and go live. Please check out our other 2 podcasts on Patreon, where we snark on even more TV, movies, and pop culture. We got Total Request Podcast, that's patreon.com/trpod, and We Love to Hate TV, patreon.com/love to hate TV. Thanks again, and we will see you next time.